Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing the Explorer Career Agent missions. We are back into our Corvette. We do not need a frigate for this. Let's talk to a gal, Baculor. Cosmic Anomalies. Sure, I've got something. Welcome, Sovereign Nadir. Let's see if we can make an explorer out of you. Once you've undocked into space, open your probe scanner and select the Warp 2 button for a location named Anomaly Training Site. This is a cosmic anomaly, which means it'll be easy to find. Warp to it and I'll give you further instructions once you've made it there. Don't worry about combat this time around, we've cleared out the area for you. And you can... Yeah, this is where I got confused when I first started. You can usually click on these pointers, but because you're not out in space, you won't see it. So let's keep this open. Accept the mission. Is there any way to view details? Let's close that. In our opportunities here. View details, yes. Let's keep this open. Let us undock. Already, it's hard to see, so we can minimize this. It'll go on the left here. First thing, if you right-click in space, planets, choose a random one. You can go to moons, choose one of those, and warp to, I'm going to choose 50. And basically what this does is, if we are sitting outside of a station, and it is not a player-owned station that we can tether to, people can kill us, and if you're doing probe scanning, you're not going to have your attention on the screen, as you'll see in a little bit. So it's good to go somewhere else. And I will explain about creating a safe spot in systems a little bit later. Alrighty, so now we're out here. We can open this back up. You can click here, and that will have a user interface pointer pointing down here to the scanner section. And you want probe scanner, which is on your left. And what you'll see here is all of the signatures, which we'll get to in a little bit. On the right is a list of all the anomalies that are here. You can filter these if you want specific ones. I am not going to do that. This one instructed to go to Anomaly Training Site, which is right here. You can click the Warp 2 button on the right, and then we can close this window for now. We can close this. Incoming transmission. You've done well. You are now inside a cosmic anomaly. Normally there would be hostile ships present, but our people have already cleared the area. All you need to do now is recover the proof of discovery document we left there. You can find one of them in the nearby training container. You only need a single document. It will serve as physical proof that you have passed this stage of the tutorial, so make sure to recover at least one. Once you have it, bring it back to me, and we can move on to more advanced types of scanning. So close, choose the training container, and open cargo. And probably put on your afterburner. And also probably run into this rock. And proof of discovery, anomalies. We can loot that. And then we can close these to reveal the dock command. And then you're going to get stuck on a rock. So this is a good time. If you double click in space, usually if you're not warping, let's stop the ship with this little minus button here. Double click in space, and we will align and start moving in that direction. And now that we are away from that rock, we can hit the dock command. And start conversation. Complete mission. Excellent work, Sovereign Nadir. Finding anomalies will seem easy to you after a while, but those first few steps into exploration can sometimes be overwhelming all the same. Just keep it up and I'm sure you'll do fine. Next up, I want to run you through a training area that will teach you about another type of exploration site. When you're ready for that, let me know. So we can request mission. Something just came up that's right up your alley. An introduction to cosmic signatures. Your probe scanner easily tracks cosmic anomalies. Other types of sites, collectively called cosmic signatures, will be much harder to find, and you'll usually need to boost your scanner by using scan probes. These cosmic signature sites contain various kinds of treasures, ancient ruins to sift amongst, secret data facilities to hack into, exotic gases to collect. There is a great deal out there for an explorer to uncover, and you need to understand how to react to each type of site. Therefore, before we send you off to do complicated scans and potentially risk your ship in the ensuing discovery process, I'm sending you to a training facility where you'll encounter safe examples of what you might find out there. Use the ship I'm giving you, follow the instructions you're given on site, and report to me after you're done. Follow the instructions from your agent and progress to the end of the Cosmic Signature training course. And we are going to be given an Imicus. This is the Galente Exploration Frigate. You get a 7.5 bonus to core and combat scanner probe strength for each Galente frigate level. A 5% reduction in salvager duration, which I don't believe we've gotten to yet. And then we get a bonus 5 times to Relic and Data Analyzer 5-ish strength, which is something we will go over once we start actually hacking. But for right now, let's accept. Get the Amicus. I believe she said she wanted us in the ship. We probably don't need to be, but I am going to do it anyway. I'm just going to call this Surveyor. Alright, and then we can minimize this and undock. Now for this, we can just warp to site. The Amicus is probably one of my least favorite Galente ships. It's asymmetrical in a way that doesn't really make sense. But we'll take what we get. Ruli Iserone with the Security Division, and she is from the Sisters of Eve Academy. Greetings, pilot, and good work finding your way here. My name is Ruli Isorian, and I work with the Sisters of Eve as an advisor for Capsuleers in training. Although I'll be offering you advice as you go along, don't forget that you need to report back to your own agent. You've just arrived at the staging pocket of our training facility. Ahead of you is an acceleration gate. These powerful structures are able to fling your ship thousands of kilometers forward and deeper inside. In order to operate them, you need to be within 2,500 meters, and then activate the gate. Head on through to the next pocket by using it. Alright, so choose the acceleration gate. Choose the activate. So the Sisters of Eve is a pretty interesting faction. They are not technically a part of the main 4 empires. They are very focused on exploration, and there is a whole epic arc of theirs that we will be going through after we finish the tutorial career agent missions. That's it, good work. You'll find acceleration gates like these in many sites you uncover. They will connect you to other pockets, often taking you deeper within a complex. You're now inside a supply area. Before we show you the different types of sites, we'll provide you with the equipment you would normally need to find them. Over in the distance there is a cargo rig named Exploration Supplies. Inside it you will find 2 pieces of equipment, a core probe launcher, and 8 core probe scanners. Take them both. I am realizing from this that I probably should be wearing my glasses, because I cannot read what she is saying. Although the sensor overlay can find cosmic anomalies, it cannot get a good reading on cosmic signatures. Signatures are an entirely different class of hidden site. To be able to warp to them, you need to use scan probes. Scan probes are deployed, much like firing a missile, by fitting a scan probe launcher, loading the scan probes, and then fitting them into space, and then firing them into space. Glasses did not help that much. Think of scan probes as little ships. They have built-in scanners just like yours, except these ones can reach out to 32 astronomical units. You launch multiple probes at a time in a formation to maximize scan efficiency. They are even equipped with warp drives, so you can position them around a solar system without having to move yourself. As you might imagine, using probes allows you to cover a much larger area of space in a faster time. You will also find a couple of civilian modules in the supply cache, Civilian Data Analyzer and Civilian Relic Analyzer. You will need these modules in later missions when you learn about some of the things you can do in the sites that you find. You should fit them to your ship at the same time you fit the probe launcher. Take the probes and launcher, as well as the Civilian Analyzer modules, and head into the third pocket. This area will show you what a data cosmic signature site might look like. So close, and you see we get core scanner probes, the Civilian Data and Relic Analyzers, and the probe launcher. We can loot that. We cannot fit our ship outside of a station or a mobile depot, so we're just going to go to the next acceleration gate. You're now inside what a data site might look like. Data signatures are found when your scanner detects an area with unnaturally high electronic interference. Electrical activity is a telltale sign of communications facilities, data storage hubs, and other similar areas. An enterprise encapsulator like yourself can train in the art of hacking and bypass the security systems at these complexes to get at the valuable items and data hidden away underneath. There are many scientific and technological resources that can only be found this way, such as unique blueprints and decryptors. In order to infiltrate these systems, a capsular needs to train to use data analyzer modules. When you're ready, head through to the next pocket, which demonstrates how a relic site might look. Yeah, so data sites have these little, they kind of look like spears weapons with the rings orbiting around them. They look pretty cool. I quite enjoyed the design of these things. I'm not even sure exactly what they're called. I guess they're data centers. Scan probes can also find relic signatures. These special signatures are found when your scanner probes detect an area with man-made structures, but little to no electronic activity or heat signatures. Typically, these sites represent ruins or abandoned areas. You're not just a starship captain. With the right training, capsuleers like you can become archaeologists too. You have the ability to retrieve valuable items from ancient ruins in space without ever leaving your ship. To recover items in this way, you will need to train to use the Relic Analyzer module. This advanced piece of equipment allows a pilot to quickly sift through ruins and recover anything of value. When you're ready to continue, use the gate to move to the final pocket, a gas site. And I don't feel like this is really a great example of a relic site. I guess it's like an outpost next to an asteroid. This area represents what a gas site might look like. Gas signatures are found when your scanner detects an area where gas clouds have collected into harvestable clusters. I should perhaps point out at this point that the clouds found in these areas are used to make drugs known as boosters. Not all of them are illegal, of course, but the entire booster industry is quite shady. The type of booster you can make is determined by the type of cloud you find. There are two broad types of clouds to find: Mycocericin and Cytocericin. Of those two cloud types, there are 8 individual flavors to find. I won't confuse you with too many details right now. All you need to remember is that gas sites have gas clouds, and those clouds can provide the raw materials to make boosters. In order to extract the material from a cloud, a capsuleer needs to train to use gas cloud harvesters. This is the last area. You've made it through the training complex. Hopefully from all of this, you've learned a few things. You should report back to your agent. And this is not really what a gas cloud site looks like from my experience. Usually they're just clouds in space. I'm not sure if this is something that has changed since these missions were created, and this is a lot of information in just text format. I found this incredibly unhelpful. At the end of this whole series, anything that we haven't really gone over, I'm going to demonstrate. Being an explorer is a very good way to make ISK as an alpha character and start conversation. Let's complete mission. Excellent work, Sovereign Nadir. Hopefully after all that, you've developed a basic understanding of the different types of cosmic signatures you can find out there. Next up, we'll look again more closely at each signature type. Let me know when you're ready for that. So let's request. Data site scanning. Here's a mission suited for someone of your caliber. Next, you will need to scan down each type of cosmic signature. To do this, you will need your probe scanner loaded with core scanner probes. First up is a data site, which means you will need your civilian data analyzer fitted. Scan down the site with your scanner probes, hack into the container located there with your data analyzer, then bring its contents back to me. Please note, while this training mission is perfectly safe, failed hacking attempts in other sites may cause the container to self-destruct and possibly damage your ship. To learn more about how to use your probe scanner, visit the help section in the agency, select Explorer, and watch the Scanning Basics video. Yeah, so basically they're like, we know this is a terrible explanation. We have a video though. Which is very odd, but let's accept. And close. Now we need to fit our ship with the stuff we just got. Let's open that, open this. Can add our core probe launcher. There we go. Civilian data analyzer. Civilian relic analyzer. You can drag these in like ammunition and load it that way. You can also just put them in your hangar and load it when you're in space. I am going to check. Yeah, I'm just going to throw an afterburner on here. This is very useful for getting to sites faster. And we don't have any notification that we're lacking skills, so we can just close this and undock. So now it wants us to use the probe scanner. Once again, I'm going to right-click in space, choose the planet, choose this one, and I'm just going to warp within 100 meters, 100 kilometers this time. Just to make sure no one comes in and decides that they just want to kill a bunch of newbies. Now that we are in safety, you can left-click, and that will launch your probes around you. Now go back into scanners by holding, and then go over to the left to the probe scanner. This will bring this back up. And now you have this formation, and these are your probes. So let us go in. Easiest way I found, we're looking specifically for a data site. So I like to left click, and it'll kind of highlight which one that is. Right click to kind of right click and hold, and you can kind of move the map around like this. Left click and hold changes the angle, and double click will change between this view and top down. So let us move it over here where this X is. Double click, move it down a little bit, and then hit analyze. You can also just use the button B. And that was very easy. Usually things are not quite that easy to scan down. But here's one. Here is a data site. Data training site. So we can warp to this. Data site, training area. This is a training area for Capsuleers studying how to scan down data signatures. Once the area is discovered, Capsuleers must use a civilian data analyzer module to recover the proof of discovery document from the container inside. And now from this screen, you can press this Recover Active Probes button, and that'll put the probes back into your hangar. I'm trying to talk here, but okay. Good to see you're still sticking with it, pilot. You're doing well. Keep it up. You're now inside the data site training area. Ahead of you, you should see a training container. You will need to use your civilian data analyzer to access it, breaking down its defenses to get to the core and unlock it. Inside, you will find the proof of discovery document that you need to provide as proof for finding this area. Normally, you could expect to find all kinds of useful resources inside a hacking container. All of it relates to a process known as invention, a research method used to produce advanced equipment and vessels, known as the Tech 2 category. Tech 2 variants of modules and ships are often far more powerful, and many Tech 2 ships possess unique abilities. The skill books you would need to train in order to invent can be found in these sites, as can the materials required to begin research. For inventors, data sites are particularly valuable. We can close this. As I was saying, you can right-click on your probe launcher and click Reload, Core Scanner Probes. Let us find this spinny thing and approach it. And we can lock on already. And these modules have a 5,000 meter range on them. So we are just going to approach until we're around 5,000. And then just let ourselves drift and stop the ship. Activate the module. And it opens this minigame. And there is so much about this that you kind of learn as you go. At the top here is your coherence, which is how much damage you can take before failing. Down here is your strength, which is how much damage you cause. Yeah. So it's a whole minigame. It's kind of like Minesweeper. So you click on an empty space, and that 4 that showed means there is something either helpful or is the core that we're looking for within 4 nodes. So there's 3, there's 2, there's 1, and there's the system core. This has 20 coherence and does 10 damage. We click once, we lost 10 coherence and did 10 damage. And we're going to win because this is a training module. And then, once it is hacked, you can open cargo. We'll just have to get a little bit closer to it. And then loot for the proof of discovery document. And then we can go dock up. And yeah, as she said, when you're first starting out, most of like the Tech 2 and invention process doesn't mean anything to you. I'll go over that like in the distant, like far distant future. That is something that is, I believe, partially Omega locked, but I might be wrong about that. But it's a whole process. Just know that data sites are very valuable. The stuff for that sells for quite a bit. And now, complete mission. You have my gratitude. By the way, I have another mission prepared for you already. We can request mission. Relic site scanning. For you, my friend, there's always something. Next, you need to use your core scanner probes to find a relic site. You'll need a relic analyzer to hack open what you'll find there and bring it back to me. In general, relic site loot is very useful for producing shipwrecks, special enhancements permanently fitted to individual ships. Again, keep in mind that while this training site is perfectly safe, failed hacking attempts on other sites may cost you the container and lead to ship damage. So accept this, and close, and then we can go on dock and do the same thing. And then right click in space, choose a random planet, choose a random moon, and warp to a distance. Now let's go into the probe scanner. And we did not launch our probes, but you can click launch from in this menu. We did start to find a relic training site. So let us move down here, double click, move up, and then hit analyze. Cool. And you can see we just completed our air daily goals, which is very cool. Let me recover my probes. You don't have to recover your probes. Hold on. Relic Site Training Area. This is a training area for Capsuleers studying how to scan down relic signatures. Once the area is discovered, Capsuleers must progress through the course by recovering a proof of discovery document from the container. A civilian relic analyzer will be acquired to complete the course. Good lord, so much reading. This is probably why I didn't actually absorb any of this information, because I kind of stopped caring halfway through. Welcome back, pilot. You're now inside the Relic Site training area. Ahead of you, you should see a training container. You'll need to use your civilian relic analyzer to access its contents. As you approach the containers, I will offer you further information on what you would normally find. You need to recover the proof of discovery document to complete the mission. Close that. Okay, so as I was saying, you can recover your active probes from here. I believe if you either dock or exit system through a gate, your probes will come with you. I've never lost probes in the past, so I'm assuming that's just how that works. I may be completely wrong on that. Please let me know in the comments if I'm completely wrong on that. And yeah, I've chosen a bad day to do this. I have like a whole sinus thing going on, and there's so much reading. I forgot that there was this much reading for this little agent mission path. This is a relic container. In order to access the contents, you need to use the civilian relic analyzer. Normally, you could expect to find all kinds of useful resources inside. Most of the resources discovered when analyzing relate to the production of special equipment known as rigs. The skill books you would need to train in order to produce rigs can be found in these sites, as can the materials and blueprints actually required to make the physical product. For rig producers, relic sites are particularly valuable. For everyone else, not so much. The stuff doesn't sell for a lot because it is very easy to get. But let us click on the Relic Analyzer, open up Minesweeper again. Again, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it could be any of these 4. I'm just gonna guess. Yep. So we do 10 and do 10 again. And now open container and loot. And let's go dock. Start conversation. Complete mission. I won't forget this. By the way, I have another mission prepared for you already. Request mission. Gas site scanning. Something just came up that's right up your alley. Your last assignment is to scan down a gas cloud. We've created an artificial cloud pocket for you, and while you'd usually reap it with a gas cloud harvester, our only concern is that you make it through to the second area and bring back the proof of discovery document. The materials found inside these clouds are used to make biochemical enhancers known as boosters. It is a dangerous industry populated by dangerous people. You're safe this time, but gas clouds will occasionally be inhabited by pirates. Stay alert if you're on the prowl for them. As soon as you accept this mission, we'll provide you with the passkey into the second area. So we get this weird passkey for some reason. Accept. And close. We need to put the passkey into our inventory. Let's find that in our item hanger. Throw it into the amicus. Minimize. And yeah, let's go on dock and finish this, and then I'll go through everything else I want to talk about. So we already found... I'm going to take the risk. We already found a gas training site when we scanned earlier. We can just close this and warp to the site. So you might have noticed these anomalies kind of disappearing and new ones coming up. Anytime you finish a site, it'll disappear and repopulate one somewhere else. Because this is a training area, it will just repopulate them here immediately. You're almost done, pilot. This is the last site. I'm glad to see you made it this far. You're now inside the gas site training area. Ahead of you, you should see another acceleration gate. To access the second room, you will need to have the passkey that your agent placed inside your item hanger. So we are right on top of the acceleration gate this time, so we can just take it immediately. Excellent work. Now don't forget to recover the proof of discovery gas documents from the container. They will prove you made it out here. If someone else has already made it to the site before you, then there may not be a document immediately available. If you find the container empty, wait a few seconds and a new one will be produced. Yeah, so this is important. Because of the way these training sites work, you will occasionally bump into people, and things will just repopulate because of their training sites. So we got the document from the container, we can loot that, and go back up. This is honestly the least helpful of the career agent mission paths in terms of showing what you're actually going to end up doing. But I'll go over that once we're done with the missions, because I feel like this is a very inadequate explanation of what is going on here. Start conversation, complete mission, and we will get a Navitas, which is a logistics frigate that has bonuses to report remote armor repair modules. So we can complete mission. Excellent work, Sovereign Nadir. With the lessons learned here, New Eden is yours to explore. There are anomalies and signatures across the cluster just waiting to be discovered. Just check out the exploration section in the agency to see what's out there. Alternatively, if you want to try out other career paths before you venture forth, you can start a conversation with any of the other career agents in this station. We can close this. We got a bunch of stuff for doing all of this. Now let's claim all that and close. So we completed our daily goals. We go into opportunities and go to home. You'll see that we have daily goals. I believe I talked about this in a previous video, but because we completed that, we can go to rewards and we get the ISK. It's 500,000 per goal. And then you get 10,000 skill points as a reward for completing the daily objective of getting 2 of those done. That's done. We get some extra ISK. We got one step closer to getting to the final reward here. I have not been doing this on this character. I probably should once we're done with the training stuff. I'll go into my redeem queue. We got a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to... All of these boosters are from the event, and they activate immediately, as do the skins, but the skins I don't mind just getting on this character. We do not want to activate these yet. So we can redeem all this to the current station, and we'll get the skill points directly injected. The credits and the skins will go directly to us. Click yes. This is because it's Crimson Harvest. This was a part of the daily rewards. I've been just logging in quickly to get the daily rewards for the event, which is something I highly encourage you to do. We can open this, just get the shirts. We have another credits, and we got a Explorer Export system now. And these boosters are very specific to the event. I'm not going to go over these, because that's just not a part of what I'm doing right now. So now let's go into the agency and go to exploration. You have combat anomalies and cosmic signatures are the 2 main ones. Cosmic signatures are specifically for exploration. You can see there's just a ton in this system, but that's because this is all the training stuff. If we go over one system here, we can go find out what this unknown cosmic signature is. But first, so these analyzers, while free, do not have good virus coherence at all. So let's go to the market, and we can just search Analyzer. Go into Ship Equipment. Data Analyzer 1. There's pretty much always one available in these stations, and people are smart. But if we go in here, your virus coherence is 40, and your virus strength is 20. So this has more health and does more damage. So we want to pick up a Data Analyzer 1. Oops. Yep, this one in the market. And then we can pick up a Relic Analyzer 1, which there is one more expensive in this station. I will pay the extra price for the laziness, because I don't feel like docking and undocking. And then go into our inventory, and we can remove these two, and equip the new ones that have more capabilities. And the core probe launcher, they actually give you like the standard one, which is nice. So let us undock and go check out this system that is next to this one and see what that signature is. One of the things I find kind of interesting is that they did not like address wormholes at all, which is just odd. Wormholes are one of the main things. Oh, I forgot this. Wormholes are like one of the main things people end up scanning for, because it's really helpful for the corp and you can find cool stuff in wormholes, but they just don't like acknowledge that wormholes exist at all in the agent missions. So let's see if we can find one. We're in a new system. Let's right click in space, choose a random planet. This one doesn't have moons, so we'll just warp to the planet itself. And now launch your probes, and you can right click just out into space so that you're always moving. This makes it harder for people to track you down if you are in a dangerous area such as a wormhole. Now let's go into our probe scanner again. You can see there are home front operations here. We're going to ignore those and just focus on these cosmic signatures. And do that. And double click. And move down. And now I know the keyboard shortcut, so if you press and hold Alt and use your mouse wheel, that will increase the range of your probe formation. So you can analyze. And basically what you end up doing is you start out, you try and fill the whole sphere that it shows, and then you gradually decrease the distance to try and pinpoint that location. So that did not get us very far, which is okay. So hold Alt, scroll down. Now we're at 4 AU, and we can scroll in to get a better look and reposition a little. And now the way that these cosmic signatures work and the Relic and data sites work is that when you complete them, a new one will spawn anywhere in the region that you're in. So they will not like automatically spawn in the same system. Let's reposition again and reduce our range even further. Oh, I pressed V for directional scanner out of habit. I'll go over the directional scanner in a little bit. That'll be after the career agents, the very next thing. And you can see we're not making much progress on this one. This might be too high a level for us with our skills to scan down completely. But we can do our best. We can try and scan down, press B. And pretty much all of the cosmic signatures are going to be around an object, like a station or a planet. Oh, cool. Yeah, this is a level 3 data site. I am not certain if we're going to be able to scan this down with no upgraded skills, but we can try. Reposition, hold Alt, push down, scroll down, I mean. And you can see that someone did one of the home front sites. So someone's in here doing the sites for that. Oh, we're getting there. Now pinpoint, double click, hold Alt, press down, and B. And now 0.25 AU is the most we can get. There is a trick to kind of help if we're close to this at all. Oh, we actually got it. I am impressed. This is a Crimson Harvest data site specifically. So, for right now, while we have this window open, I'm going to scan this other signature here. When it turns into a line like this, usually the one that's further away is going to be where the item is located. And go back up to 4AU just to make sure. And you'll see with the cosmic signatures, they kind of move around a bunch. And do different, like, formations and things when you're scanning them down. Here's a wormhole, so that is wonderful. I'll be able to talk about that. It looks like a pretty easy signature. I think we're going to be getting it in the next one. Let's double click and relocate. Hold Alt, reduce our range. Alright, and now the trick that you can do if you end up having to, if you're at like 90% and you can't go down any further, if you press and hold Control, these little arrows will come up and you can scroll and change it so that it is about here, I believe, is the maximum. So you can kind of control how the probes are scanning, and you can increase your percentage by a very small amount. On my main character, I use it for level 4 sometimes because my skills aren't great in this. And then you can reset it to the pinpoint formation to get back to the default for your probes. But for now, let's suck these in. You can pull this window out. So if you press this little cube open in separate window, you can close the solar system map and just have this around. So let us go check out this data site. There might be a person here. You will get, it's kind of like fake PvP. You're basically trying to get to the data sites and stuff before someone else does. Or people will sometimes just do direct PvP and shoot at you. Okay, so this looks like a pretty normal data site. I actually haven't done these ones before. So we can keep it range. And if you right click, you can select a default. I'm going to change that to 2000. And the reason for this is because you can loot a container within 2,500 meters. This is getting close enough to be able to loot it, but not like running into it repeatedly. And you can see here we got another cosmic signature in the system. This is actually looking very cool. I haven't gone into these sites yet as a on my main character. I'm thinking I should because they just look awesome. I am a huge fan of Halloween. Alright, and once we get into the 5,000 meters, we can start doing the data analyzer. And this was a level 3, so it's going to be a little difficult without upgraded skills, but I'll give it my best shot. Alrighty. So now you can see this is a much bigger grid now that we're into the real stuff. So 2, 1. The white nodes that are data caches can be good or bad. it is best to not click on these unless you are definitely going to die if you don't. This is a virus suppressor. So while this is active, we're going to be doing less damage. So we want to take this out. But I do not know if we're going to be able to. Let us look around. You don't have to keep going. You can click around more. Utility subsystem. So you get little upgrades, which is very helpful for situations like this. If you hover over, and you can see there's an Amicus here, also trying to do the site. Secondary vector reduces the coherence of a system core by 20 over 3 turns. Let us left click and apply it to this. So that should automatically kill that. Yes, perfect. So you saw that was a 3. And of course there's another one. Let us keep looking around. 2, 1. That's something. 2, 1. Here's the system core. So it will do 10, and we're only doing 10, so we will not be able to take this out. So now is a good time to click on these. Yep, that is a helpful one. This will reduce the coherence of this. So this will go from 90 to 45. And we attack first, which means that we will succeed in this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're down to 10, but we are going to take it out. Now that is hacked, and we can open this up and take this stuff. And I'm not going to bother too much with that. I'm going to approach this one that the Amicus is not next to. And then we can unlock this one that we just finished and go and do this one. And we'll take a look at the stuff once we're not next to another person. It looks like, yeah, it has like a little symbol because that person is accessing that one. So let us go. Usually, I tend to be very skittish. If there's someone else that warps in, I generally warp away because I don't know what their intention is. But I am playing it a little bit risky. Another one of the virus suppressors. Let's try and go around. Antivirus. So we might just be out of luck on this. You usually get 2 attempts. Let's try again. If we fail, we fail. Oh, we got a helpful. Another one, the kernel rots. So that is wonderful. And one of these, the secondary vector, that is wonderful as well. 3, 2, 1. That one increases our coherence, so we can just use that automatically, and that'll do its thing. Firewall we don't have to care about. Okay, we do have to care about it because now it's blocking us. So we can use this and reduce this a lot and kind of hunt around in here. Oh, nope, but we got through. So I was going down here, we got another one, but it cleared out this one in time. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're just gonna have to hit 1, 2, and we failed, and it got blown up. And that's just how it is sometimes. This one I don't believe will do damage, but let's warp to this wormhole just in case. Sometimes you end up not being able to do it. Probably annoyed the other Amicus, but it is what it is. Some of them you're just not gonna get. It's very unfortunate, it's very luck-based. One of the reasons I'm not a huge fan of exploration, but this, as you can see, is a wormhole that a venture is coming out of. If you click info, it seems to lead into unknown parts of space, so it's going to have its own wormhole space. It's reaching the end of its natural lifetime, so it's going to close soon. It has not yet had stability significantly reduced by ships passing through it, and large ships can pass through it. So wormhole space is a whole thing. I'll do a separate video on everything about wormholes, even though I'm probably not the best person to be doing talking about it, honestly, because I find it kind of boring, which I know sounds silly, considering that I enjoy mining. But for now, let us go back to our system in Cooster, and we're just going to jump through this gate directly. We can refill the core scanner probes. Yeah, so that venture that went in there, you usually use a venture to harvest gas, especially in wormholes that you don't have a lot of ISK when you're harvesting that might get blown up. So there's probably a gas site in that wormhole. So they probably scanned it down. They might have taken care of the pirates that spawn, and then you can go in with a venture and freely harvest the gas and hope that no one finds you. And now we can close this probe scanner window, because we're done with that for now. And go and dock up at the academy. And relic sites are basically the same as data sites. The only difference is in the loot you get. Data sites are generally more valuable ISK-wise, at least from my experience. But you can just hack all of them. I'll do more exploration stuff at some point in the future, as we're trying to get money. Because, as I said earlier, exploration is a great way to make ISK as an alpha. Career goals? Yeah, so we hacked a container and scanned a wormhole, so we get ISK for that from the career program. I do recommend, especially if you're just starting out, kind of going through and maxing these out. I'll be honest, on my main character I haven't maxed out Soldier of Fortune yet, despite having it been active for 6 months, but you do get good rewards from them. It's worth it to do it. Redeem the credits. And let's see what we got. Also, the Amicus has a drone bay and it can hold, I believe, 6 drones? No, it can hold 8 drones, but you can only deploy 5. Because each small drone is 5 cubic meters. So Amicus is a very cheap, I believe. Let me check the market details before I say that. Yeah, so it's like $500,000 ISK, which isn't a lot in the grand scheme of things. And you can hold a bunch of drones and do a decent amount of damage for relatively little ISK. And Amicus was the first thing that killed me in PvP. I was in a venture in low security space, and I saw it, and I recognized it as an exploration ship. I was like, oh, that's fine, they're just exploring. And then I got blown up. So yeah. So let's see, we've got auxiliary parts, overseer vials, which I am not certain about. Okay, so this is a event-specific item, I believe. Interesting. Let's go into show info. Yeah, this was worn as pendants by Blood Raiders. So these are event items. You can sell these at a market hub, or you can just sell them to whoever is closest. Which in this case, I could just sell it right now. Which actually I think I'm going to do. Let me see about these auxiliary parts. Do not take this one where it's someone's trying to buy them for 1 ISK. But I will sell these. I have to drag stuff into the item hanger to sell it. Let's sell this immediately. Make an easy 2 million ISK from that one site, which is wonderful. These decryptors, these are what is used for invention. I'm just starting to get into this on my main character. This gas passkey, you can just trash. You do not need this. I honestly don't know why that's still there. I'm guessing that's a remnant of an older time. And then we can do this, and we got more rewards for earning ISK on the market. Cool. So let's claim all this. Yeah, so as you can see from that, oh, we got broker relations. That is wonderful. So click, and then control, and click on all the other things that you want to redeem. Redeem that. And let's close this. Now we should see broker relations. So I'm going to, I got a fireworks crate as well. Right click, and I'm going to inject this skill. Broker relations has been injected, so let's go over that real quick. So broker relations, when you're selling stuff, if you want to create a sell order, which is where you put it on the market for a certain price for a certain amount of time, pretty much always 3 months, and wait for someone to buy it, there is a broker's fee for that. So this skill will reduce that fee. So I am going to actually train this before the Magic 14 and before anything else I have. You can only get 2 levels as an alpha. But it's good to have. You are a little limited in terms of trading as an alpha. It's a part of the developers trying to stop bots, which is debatable if that's a good strategy. But for now, that is going to conclude this video. Next time we're going to take a look at the industrialist career agents. There is one for, I believe, I wish I could see this, hold on. Let me expand this. Yeah, so there is one for producer and one for entrepreneur. The producer one is mostly mining and making things. Entrepreneur is more about shipping stuff around. So we'll do the producer first and then the entrepreneur. But for now, have a good week, stay radiant, and I will see you next time. Bye.